Welcome to Consumer Problems in Clothing. I'm Miss Long, and I wanted to hop on here and give you a quick little welcome and introduction to our course. You can see that I'm on Blackboard, and I'm in our Syllabus and Schedule tab that you'll see right here on the left-hand side menu. Above that is the Announcements tab, but I'll cover that one in just a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and close that again. The thing that you're seeing here is what I'm calling the short syllabus. For that, it just gives you a quick little one-page introduction to the course. On the right-hand side here of the screen, you're going to see my information. Something to note is that I am not in the office physically during the summer, and they are doing remodeling in our building anyway. So our offices are pretty much shut down, except for a handful of people that have been relocated. I will hold office hours virtually. Those will be on Mondays 9 to 10:30 and Wednesdays 1 to 2:30, but I'm more than happy to meet with you at a different time if those times don't work for you. You can click on that office hours link right there where you see that on the screen, or you can find the information in several other places to meet with me. So the important dates right here on the right-hand side, those are just a handful of things that I have pulled out of our schedule, but you definitely want to go and look at that full schedule for other dates. This is our textbook. If we keep looking down here, this is something that you do need, so I would definitely encourage you to get it rather quickly to complete the class. The library does have one that you can check out, but it's a lot easier if you have your own, and hopefully at this point it's been used for a little while, so there's several in circulation. Let me scroll back up just a little bit here. This right here with the pie chart is our course breakdown. The class will be out of 715 total points, and you see something called 10 journal reflections on there. I'll talk a little bit about that in just a second. All right, scrolling down talks about our course, some of the learning objectives, some assignments that we'll be completing, but then also some of those university policies that you definitely need to familiarize yourself with. This video here that you're seeing is just another introduction to the course. I talk a little bit more in depth about what we'll do for the class and who I am. So that is there for you to view if you would like to. This is our course schedule. This will be your best friend for the next month. Something to note, you've got to scroll over just a little bit in order to be able to see that Saturday column. I've tried to block this so that we have things due on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Hopefully, with it being consistent like that, it will help you with planning and preparation. So if you look on the schedule, you see some of the things that have the parentheses and points and numbers and M. What that means, and I've got that coded down here at the very bottom, but what that means is that the Get to Know You assignment that's due at 11:59 on Saturday is worth 10 points, and it's located in Module 0. If I look down here in the clothing quality assignment box right here, you see that it's worth 20 points, and it's in Module 6. Hopefully that will help you kind of keep up with where everything is, since it does flow pretty fast. If you look right here in this column, this will tell you the modules that we're tentatively needing to be in order to stay on top of everything. If it's something that I can link outside of Blackboard, I've got that highlighted here. You'll be able to see that that's a link to get to the assignment, but they're also listed in Blackboard. The syllabus quiz and the discussions and other quizzes and things will all be in Blackboard as well. So 3 different ways you can view this tentative schedule. You can click right here and download a PDF. This is a link to the actual Google Doc, but then I also have it embedded right here. So lots of ways that you can access that schedule. If we keep scrolling down, this is where you're going to find that very lengthy syllabus that has everything in it, and that's what you're taking your syllabus quiz on. So refer back to this at a later time if you need it, but please initially start off reviewing that. The course message link that I have there, this is in 2 places here in Blackboard. I just prefer to get messages through Blackboard, so you can come here and click on that and create a message. Or if I scroll back up and go over, you can do that through this left-hand menu tab. There's going to be a course messages link right there. So I'll kind of go back up over this. The announcements, this is where I will post any announcements, but I will also push them to your email. I will likely be pushing announcements 2 and 3 times a week just to make sure that you're staying on top of everything and not getting behind. The next one is going to be that syllabus and schedule tab that we're already on. So we've talked about it. The online classroom is where pretty much everything is going to happen. Everything will pretty much happen in this online classroom that you need access to. You'll see that I've got the class broken down into modules and units. So 4 different units and then 15 modules total. The first one is a getting started one. This just lets you know about the course, helps me get to know you better, and just making sure that you're prepared to be successful in this online class. So you'll click on this and that will take you to that getting started module. You should be able to see modules 1 through 5 already. And I'll just go ahead and click into module 1 so that you can see how this looks. For every module, there's going to be a module overview. There will be information about the readings because you don't necessarily have to read every single page of that book. It's beautiful. It looks like a coffee table book, but it is a lot if you're trying to do it in 5 weeks. And so with this, you'll be able to see exactly what you need to read. If there are assignments or discussions or quizzes, those will be listed underneath that reading. And then also these journal reflections. We're going to talk about those in just a minute, but each one of those are listed here as well. So this is what a typical module is going to look like. Everything in the folder that you need it in. The discussions will be linked in here, or that's what's next on this menu over there. You can click on discussions here, and it'll take you to the same place as it would if there were a discussion in this module folder. All right, so speaking of journal reflections, let's go ahead and take a look at those. Those are worth a lot of points in this class. I think we're going to look at it. Here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on Unit 1. There are 15 total journal reflection opportunities. You are only responsible for completing 10 of those. If you want to just do the first 10 and knock those out, that's fine. But recognize that if you do not get 10 by the end of the semester, you cannot go back and do any of the others that have already passed. So once we get modules 1 through 5 completed, you cannot come back and do any of those journal entries at a later point in the semester. So plan accordingly. You can see all of the reflection pieces now so that you can pick and choose if you want to do that. I've got a video that I'll share with you on how to exactly create a journal entry that I'll share in just a little bit with the class. Now to kind of go through the rest of these menu items over here, your grades, make sure that you look at those, review the rubrics and the comments that I leave you. If you find something wrong, just let me know. I am human and sometimes make mistakes. The My Instructor tab is where you can go to learn about me, look at office hours, get the link for office hours that's listed right here. That will pull up a Google Meet. Anything that you need to know hopefully will be here or in your syllabus. The course messages I mentioned, this is where you can send me a message instead of using my UCA email. And then I won't really do a whole lot with the rest of these things. Those are really resources for you. Primarily, I would say start in the syllabus and schedule tab, and then go into that online classroom into Module 0. So overall, everything that you're really getting started with here in the beginning is going to be in the syllabus and schedule tab, and then our online classroom for the rest of the semester. If you have any questions or need anything, please just reach out to me. I will constantly remind you through announcements, when things are due, what all you have to do. So if you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out, come to office hours, or set up another time to meet with me. All right, I hope you have a great first summer session, and I look forward to getting to know you.